grew up in the church. My mom and dad thankfully took me to church, and I was probably 9 years old when I really started to understand what following Jesus was all about. But like a lot of people, when you get into those teenage years, you're trying to find your faith and not your mom and your dad's faith or somebody else's faith. And I remember going on a trip with a lot of other teenagers to this conference and really hearing about laying your life down for Jesus. I mean, which I had heard a little bit about that, but to see other peers practically surrendering to that and saying, "Yeah, I want to do that." I think really it was in my teenage years when I was probably 15 where I really started to understand. Okay, this is not just theory. It's not just religion, but this is a daily relationship of surrender. After God got a hold of my heart, I thought, okay, I want to see my life make a difference. A guy came to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and was preaching. His name was Knox Talbert, and he talked about a little school called Gardner-Webb in North Carolina. And he was sharing about how God led him to ministry, and all of a sudden I was like a senior in high school. I had my whole life planned, and one of the things that you quickly realize when you surrender everything to God is His plan, not your plan. And I wound up going to this little school called Gardner-Webb and following God's heart and desire and plan for me, and wound up serving on a church staff at a little church working with their students. Here I am, I'm like this 18-year-old little punk, and they said, "You're in charge of kindergarten through college." So I remember walking into the college Sunday school class. Of course, they were like 19 through to 23, and kind of telling them, "Here's what we're going to do." And they looked at me like, "You're the boss. You're not. You're just a kid." But God kind of threw me in this position to start learning what it meant to do ministry, and as a result of that, actually in that small little church, I started a nonprofit ministry, which has now become the Cubs Mission. So it's just interesting looking back to see when you surrender your life to God, how He step by step guides you to where He wants you to be.